Welcome back to Spree Tea, where we spill the tea from strangers online about their health-related issues, and together we decipher whether or not we think that person is in the right or wrong for feeling a certain way about a health-related issue. But today we're actually not going to be judging a person, but rather an entity, an organization, and that is the Parisian organization, the Parisian staffing committee that is responsible for hosting, accommodating, and providing materials and support for the athletes that are in the 2024 Summer Olympic Games. Yes, because as you know, the 2024 Summer Olympic Games are hosted in Paris, France this year. That is where the Olympians are staying in, residing, and competing in. And for some Olympians, they are not happy with this decision, not because it's in Paris, obviously not because of that, because Paris is a beautiful romantic city. Who wouldn't want to be in Paris? I'm jealous. I want to be in Paris. But they're more so agitated and upset about the conditions that they have to live in while competing in these games and while prepping for these games. And that is these bedrooms that have cardboard frame beds that to some are very uncomfortable, are inadequate, and are just not ideal for the type of sport that they have to be preparing for and the type of environment that they have to be in. Because here's the thing, you guys, these Olympic athletes, they're all in Paris. They're all staying in this village, right? I don't know if you've heard about this, but that's the condition they're living in. They're all staying in this village, and it all sounds very cool and romantic and edgy, right? But then when you see videos of their conditions in this village, of their bedrooms, these bedrooms have beds that are made of cardboard. That is the bed frame. I'm going to insert a video, but they're made of cardboard. And so some of these Olympic athletes are like, WTF. Because these beds have proven to be uncomfortable. They've proven to provide them inadequate sleep. A lot of them are tossing and turning in the middle of the night. And as you know, sleep is one of the basic pillars of good health. You need sleep, you need a good diet, and you need a good workout routine. And these athletes, obviously they're in tip-top shape, they're eating right, they're working out right, but now their performance could be affected because of these cardboard bed frames that they are forced to sleep in, because that is what they are being provided for. Now, some Olympic athletes have said, this is no big deal, I've slept fine, while others are being like, no, I have not been able to get ideal sleep. And because they're not getting ideal sleep, hey, that's going to impact their performance the next day when they're competing. And this is a pivotal point in their career. This is the Olympic Games. So now I pose the question to you all. Is Paris, the organization that is responsible, the Olympic Parisian Committee, the organization that is responsible for providing housing and support and materials and comfortability for these athletes, are they the for giving them these cardboard beds to sleep in? Now, here is the defense coming from the Parisian Committee. They're saying the reason why we're doing this is because it's more sustainable. It was hurting the environment, providing each and every single Olympic athlete from all over the world, from each country, nice, normal beds. It was hurting our planet. So in an effort to be more sustainable, we have decided to go forth in having these cardboard beds that are made 100% made in France and that are going to be recycled in France, that are decomposable. They're good for about however long the length of the Olympics is I think it's like 2 weeks. They're good for that amount. You can even choose your firmness level. I read that online, that they are allowed to choose their firmness level. So really they have made it the most comfortable way they can, given that they are cardboard beds. But that is their whole basis, is that they are trying to save the environment. So that's their reasoning. And coming from an outsider or even an athlete, hearing that, you're like, ugh, now I feel like the a-hole for complaining about a bed when really it's to save Mother Earth. Like, I should put my own comfort aside, given that it's saving humanity as a whole by protecting and saving the environment and being sustainable. But you guys, these are the Olympic Games. If I were an athlete, I would be just as mad and agitated if my sleep was being compromised in the most pivotal point in my career. This is going to make or break my career. And I have trained years and had countless hours and have made so many sacrifices in preparation for this big moment where all eyes are going to be me and where my career can go one way or the other depending on how I perform. And now, of all things that could impact my performance, it's my bed that I have to worry about. And it's outside of my control because it's being given by the committee. And some athletes have now taken it upon themselves to have personalized beds or better normal beds shipped to their room and have replaced their beds. And even some countries have made accommodations for their athletes, but I don't think every country has. And so now there is a disadvantage here where some countries are privileged enough, like I think our country has provided and given extra accommodation for athletes who have requested different types of beds or AC, because I also hear that the heating is really bad and they have bad AC problems. So our country, like America, they're able to make those accommodations and preferences for each individual athlete, but other countries, it's like, suck it up. That's basically what they're saying to their team. They're like, sorry, like we can't provide personalized bed for you. It's not maybe in the budget, or I don't know, I don't know the reason, but I am hearing that where it's some countries, they're able to make the preferences and the accommodations and adjustments and have new beds for them, while the other ones they can't. So now there is inequalities at play. And for that reason, I do think it's unfair. And honestly, maybe I'm not empathetic enough with Mother Nature, but given that this type of event is all about performance and sleep is one of the biggest impactors of performance, they should get the nice bed. I mean, given that so many people still drive gasoline cars, don't recycle, it's like, okay, for these 2 weeks, I think they should have the nice bed. But I don't know, am I in the wrong for thinking that way? Am I being too selfish? Do you think, no, like the French government is in the right? Because here's also the thing. In Tokyo, when the games were being competed there, they also had cardboard beds. But I feel like this year and in this Summer Olympics, it's more of an issue, I think, because of TikTok, and more people are now seeing it and making it a bigger headline. Because when they were competing in Tokyo, I don't remember it being even a news article or even it being a newsworthy story. I really don't remember any complaints or the complaints even being broadcasted. But I think now that these Olympic athletes are video blogging their whole storyline and their journey in competing in the Olympic Games, I think now that it's being published and they're having their own individual voices broadcasted through their own social media accounts, people are now able to comment and they're able to see kind of like the inside behind the scenes scoop, and therefore it's able to be made a bigger story than it was being able to be made a few years ago in Tokyo. So I think that's the reason why. But still, you guys, I don't know, I just don't think it's fair and it's right for Paris to do that. I mean, they're athletes. I think they should be given top-notch conditions. And like I said, the sleep expert has weighed in. One of the sleep experts has weighed in and said that, sleep is one of the biggest markers of performance. And if you're not getting adequate sleep, your performance will be affected. I mean, it affects your mood too, like everything. And so if this poor athlete is tossing and turning because their government just cannot fund their preferences and ship them a new bed, then there's inequalities at play. And that's unfair. And there should be a fair level playing field when competing in a competition like this. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But honestly, if they are an athlete, then I would definitely suggest that they go to Spree.shop and get the Pluto pillow. It like memory foams into how you sleep into it and how you seep into it. So that's an option. And we also have like aromatherapy sprays too in our sleep category, and magnesium too that an athlete could check out. But regardless, given that it's a big organization and given that this is the Olympics, they definitely should have made better accommodations. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But I'll see you guys next time for the Spree Tea. And until then, have a fun time viewing the Olympic Games. Let me know who you're rooting for, who you've seen. And yeah, bye for now.